Good evening to you and welcome to our live crafting this evening. My name's Jenny McCormack and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. This week we are focusing on retiring products from Stampin' Up from their annual catalogue 22 to 23 and also from the January to April catalogue, both of which finish at the end of this month, April 2023. So what I'm focusing on this week is retiring items, in particular ones that are obviously still available, but also ones that are at bargain prices. So today we're looking at Framed Florets. There is a stamp set and there is a coordinating set of dies, and these dies are particularly useful because they have a series of different oval shapes that you can use. So I'm going to demonstrate the stamp set and use some of the ovals for our card design this evening. I did focus on this a little while ago. I did a class in a box featuring this set, and at the time there were also matching papers available. Those are no longer available because they retired earlier, but the set is still a really useful set. One of the cards that I made from the using the dies is this one here. Now obviously the owl and everything, that was from Celebration and that has retired, but you can see the little heart decoration there and the outside oval, and then the inner oval has also been cut out. So it's a really cute set of ovals, perfect for card making, and these little hearts are perfect for wedding cards, but also engagement, Valentine's, baby, anniversary, all sorts of different occasions where the heart would feature. So let me quickly show you the stamp set. So the images are slightly bigger than this, but you have these lovely floral images here, two individual flowers that we're actually going to use as our background for our card. And then I do particularly like the style and the wording of these sentiments. So wishes for a beautiful birthday, thank you with all my heart. You could cut that out and just have thank you if you preferred. For a special person on a special day, just a little reminder that you are loved and celebrate. So lucky to call you friend. And then you've got these leaves elements as well. So that's the stamp set. That is now £8.80. Originally, I don't know what it was because I haven't written it on there. I do apologise. But the stamps are £8.80 and the dies are £14. And let me show you some of the dies. They seem to have got scattered far and wide. So as well as cutting out the flower elements, you have this really pretty sprig. You have some leaves as well here. And then this is the die that does the little hearts. And then you've got this one that cuts out this frame here, and I cut it out in metallic, which is a bit of a mistake because I've got the lights on, so I'm going to turn that over so it doesn't reflect quite as much. So we have this one here, and then we've got another die that cuts out this, and what's nice is that these two elements also produce ovals that have little beveled edges, so you can use all of those different elements, and you can also use the outside of that. When you cut that out, you can use that as a frame for something inside. So lots of options. Let's pop those just out of Reflections way. So my plan for this card is I've got a white base card. I'm also using polished pink, which is the retiring colour. Both the card, the ink, any ribbons and the blends pens, those are all retiring, and that's because they were part of our in colours for 2021 to 2023, along with soft succulent, evening evergreen and pale papaya. The fresh freesia that went with this has actually been transferred into the main catalogue, so that's not retiring, which is always good. So I've got a layer of polished pink card. I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto here, and then I'm going to stamp this image twice and use the die cut here to cut that out, and then I'm going to pop it top and bottom of this card here. That's my plan anyway. So let's stamp those pieces first. Let me grab another piece of white card. So good evening, Tracy, thank you for joining us. I can see you're there. I hope you're keeping well. So I'm just going to stamp that element, and you can see how well used my set is, and I think, yes, I'm going to have that for a special person on a special day in the middle, hopefully. So just putting this onto a block. I'm using, of course, early espresso. And just going to pop these on here. So I'm going to do 2. And then I'll cut these out after colouring. It's always easier to colour, I find, while it's still on the base card, because you've got something to hold and lean against. And then let's pop the sentiment in the middle. Like so. Let's take my glasses off. Oops, a daisy. I didn't put that on very well. I do also need to clean my blocks, they're filthy. So I'm going to put that in the middle there. Okay. I'm also going to stamp in the background, so maybe I will do that before I do my colouring. So I'm going to grab polished pink ink and let's move these out of the way. And I could either use the individual flowers, you could use this this one in the corner, or you could use the leaves all the way over, entirely up to you. I think what I'll do is use these 2 little flowers, and possibly the leaf is one of the sets of leaves as well. Dun, dun, dun. The bigger one. So I'm just going to mount those together, like so. Grab a piece of paper. So I hope everybody's had a good day. The day just seems to fly by at the moment. Right, let's put this on. Now normally I stamp these individually, but just for speed I'm going to try and stamp them all together. And I can see that that wasn't very clean to start with. So let's clean that. And then I'll turn it over. So this is Framed Florets. There we go. Right, let's try that one again. So these are all available obviously whilst stocks last. I did check just before coming live that they were in stock, and they were at that point. So I'm not sure how much of this you can see. I'll hold it up to the camera in a second. So I'm stamping in polished pink on polished pink. Hi Diane, thanks for joining us. Lovely to see you at Coffee and Card today, and welcome to the team as well. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck these in as my background. Like that. Just pop corner in here. So the thing to remember when you're stamping any backgrounds is to make sure that you're stamping off the edge or bringing it in from the edge, whichever way you like to look at it. I like it, Diane. So there's our background, and then I'm going to use, if you can find it, this really pretty frame, and then my stamped element that I've already done here, and then I'm going to put my flowers around the top and the bottom, or I could put them side and side, if that makes any sense. So let's pop that away. So Diane, this is another set of stamps that are on offer. They're called Framed Florets. I'm not sure whether you were with us when we did this at Coffee and Card, or whether this was before you used to come along, but it's just got some really pretty flowers, and I love the sentiments. And then it's got some really useful different ovals as well with the dies. And this was the card, one of the cards that I made using it. Hopefully you can see that okay. It has this little heart cut out as well. Not the owl though, the owl's from another set that's also retired. Okay, so I'm just really quickly going to colour these in, and I'm going to use the same polished pink, and then I'm going to use soft succulent as my green. These tones go together particularly well. Okay, so I've got dark polished pink, so I'm just going to use this in the centre of those flowers. This is a lovely bright pink. Not quite as bright as Magenta Madness we had before. And we did a lot of cards with this. Well, I certainly did. And we had a card class based on this one as well. Okay, so I'm just adding the detail where the darker lines are. And I'm going to keep this just to the one colour, because it's quite bright, like so. Here. So this was a good go-to stamp set for sentiments. We used to use them at Coffee and Card a lot, but this is also retiring. I know it's always sad to see stamps go, but we can't keep them all in the catalogue. We have to make space for the new. Okay, and I'll be featuring retiring products all week. Okay, so I'm just leaving a little bit of a border around the edges of these flowers, but you could use a couple of different tones of colours if you wanted to. I'm just going to lift that up so you can see the elements of colouring. Okay, so, and then just these ones here. And the leaf elements you can keep all as green, or you can colour some of them in as if they were flower buds if you prefer. And I'm going to cut these out with the dies as well. There we go. Okay, I think that's all the flowers. And then I've got light and dark soft succulent, and these leaves are quite small, so I'm probably just going to do a single colour, and again just colouring them in, leaving a little bit of white. I'll try and do it as quick as I can. So I have got some of my new products that have arrived. So if you would like to, I will do a little show and tell tomorrow, show you some of the new goodies that are coming out. Right. Hopefully I've got all of those there, give or take. How pretty is that? It's a really good set for colouring in because you don't have to be really precise. A bit like the hydrangeas that we've used last week and this. These two colours go together so well. Okay, last little bit. Sorry, it's a bit boring for you to watch me just colour. Right. I think I've got that. I've probably missed one or two. Hi Linda. Oh, it's relaxing. So there's our pieces. I think I will do a little bit, a tiny little bit of yellow in the middle. Just in here. There we go. Just really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out with the die, and this die cuts those out. So it doesn't cut all the detail, but it cuts around the edges as if you were fussy cutting it with scissors. Let me find my machine. Here it is. So bear with me while I just pop that through. One. And you could use some washi tape or masking tape to hold it in place, depends on how flat your plates are. So I'm thinking like so, and then the same with this one. There we go. Put that on the floor and try not to trip over it. Right, let's have a look and see how we're going to put this together. So I've got my background stamp with the little flowers and the leaves. I've got the oval that I've cut out. This is just using some champagne coloured foil, and then this is going to drop into there. Now I might add a little flower on either side. We'll have a look and see. So I'm just going to deliberate whether I do that it might even fit this way. Like so. What do we think? I've got a white card which I'm going to put it on. Put it in the folder. Like so. So, my gut feel I suppose I could have stamped it the other way around so that it went like that. That sort of feels a little bit better. What do you think? I'm slightly indecisive because I'm a bit tired. Or maybe I'll just do it like that, but add some of those a little flower on either side. Only because of the way that sentiment sort of fits in there. If you have another suggestion, shout. I'm going to use this slightly smaller one. There's one on the right hand side, and then make sure you're spinning it round so that you've got a different element, or it's turned round on the other side. Okay, just going to colour those in with the same combination. So I've got light polished pink. I did use dark in the middle actually, didn't I? So when the colours retire, which only happens, well, apart from the in colours, which is every year one set retires, all of the products that go with it, or I should say most of the products, because as always there's an exception to the rule, all of the products that go with it retire at the same time. So for example, if you like this polished pink colour, then now is the time to grab the ink or the blends, whichever you prefer. Okay. So just adding that in. Like so, and again leaving a little bit of space around the edges. Now there is a die that actually cuts out that flower, so you could add more flowers all the way around the edge if you wanted to. You could die cut those out. Let's see what this is looking like now. So there's my background, there's my centre oval. This has been die cut with the dies, and then I've got this one here and this one here. Or could do them like that, or even take them further out. Now I've got too many choices. I think I quite like that, but this needs to have something a little bit more in it, so I'm thinking a leaf here and a leaf here. So let's grab that leaf stamp. So a leaf at the top here, and at the bottom here, like so. Okay, let me turn that over, not quite as messy for you to look at. Go. Right. So it's coming together. I'm happier with that now. It felt a bit squashed in, I don't know about you. Okay, sorry about the shadow. Right, let's put this together. So I'm going to start with our background layer that we stamped. Those flowers I think are just really pretty in their own right. You could just do a card with those. As I say, you've got the dies that cut out those individual flowers, so if you wanted to you could make a really pretty wreath or something similar with those. So our scribble of glue goes on there, and this doesn't really have a right or wrong way, just the way that I've stamped it. And I say just remember to stamp off the edge so it's not quite as uniform. So there's our pretty background. Hopefully you can see that stamped on there. So this is called tone on tone stamping, where you stamp with the same colour ink as the colour of the card. And then I'm going to pop this on next and then fit this around it. And I'm going to put this flat, the oval flat, but I'm going to pop the flowers up with dimensionals. At least that's my plan. I shall definitely be sad to see this go. Okay. No, you could have it the other way. No, that's definitely not going to work. So, let's put that on first. Dear dear. I thought it looked different, so just a little bit of glue on this, and our gold foil, or any of our foil card, always die cuts really well. It's because it's got a shiny surface. You really get that detail. Okay. So, I mean, that in its own right would definitely work. Just clean that off. Just put a little bit of pressure on there. If you do that, just make sure your block is clean. And then I'm going to add this one here and this one here. And I'm going to pop those on with some dimensionals. Oops. And we're done. Just going to pop 3 on each just to give it some support. So I will be back tomorrow with another set of retiring items. Hi Dee. As I say, this stamp set is £8.80, and the dies that go with it are 14. So just going to angle that like that. And the same down here. There we go. What do you think? So on the inside I can stamp some more of those flowers. I could just stamp a few in that polished pink. Off. Let's pop the piece of paper back underneath, then I can take it off the edge like that. Hi Babsy. I hope you're well. Lovely to catch up with you, albeit just by messenger earlier today. And then you can add that to your envelope as well. That's if my envelopes are just to hand. And no, they're not. Or are they? With everything for my coffee and card, but they're just out of reach. Oh no, hold on. Sorry everybody. Here we go. At the bottom. There we go. So those are the little polished pink flowers on the inside, and obviously you could stamp wishes for a beautiful birthday on the inside if it was for a birthday, but this could be for anything. Just for her personal special day, could be graduation, could be anniversary, almost anything really. So let's just add these little flowers to the envelope. And so don't forget to turn the stamp round so you get a slightly different angle each time. Like so. And just because I like it so much. I'm going to put some on the envelope as well. Thank you, Diane. You said it's very pretty. So, just running these across the back, turning the stamp so I get a different element, and then also changing the height as well. There we go. You've got to love those, haven't you? So that's our decorated envelope. Feel the need to put one there, just so I've got an odd number. There we go. So there's our envelope, and there's our finished card. So this is saying goodbye, sadly, to Framed Florets, one of my favourite sets, and I do love the sentiments, and I love, as you know, if you know me, you know that I love flowers, especially small ones that you can colour in easily without thinking about it too much. And then we have the coordinating dies that cut out all these different ovals as well. And you've got beveled edges, and obviously the ones that I've used on here. And it also cuts all of the elements from the stamp set too. So there we are. Goodbye to Framed Florets. We won't see that again. I won't be demonstrating this one again. It probably won't feature at Coffee and Cards either, because I've already done that at Coffee and Card. But I hope you like it. I might add a few gems on that just to finish it off. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoy that. As I say, the stamps and the dies are retiring. This is as of April 2023. So if you're watching this after the end of April 23, you won't be able to order this at full price or reduced price, because it will be removed from the catalogue. So if you do love it, now is the opportunity to grab it while you can. We do have free shipping available tomorrow. That's Wednesday, let me see, 19th of April. So if you have an order, this is more than £60 before your post and packing, then your post and packing is free, and that is courier delivery by UPS. So if that's of interest to you and you need more information about how to order, just message me, or you can place an order with me and I can do that on your behalf and have it sent straight to your home address. Thank you so much. Do take care. Have a great evening, or morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are and when you're watching this. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or queries, pop them in the comment section, and even if you're on replay or watching on YouTube, then the same applies. Just pop it in the comments and I monitor those on a regular basis, and I will get back to you with any applicable answers. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening. Take care and bye for now.